listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Now, first I'll show you the BP and I'll show you how to create a customer invoice. Then I'll add an approval step in the BP. You can also see how the notification goes to the person who has to approve it and how it looks like in their inbox. Let's see the BP first. We'll say BP : customer invoice. How do I remember the short forms? Easy. That day I showed you. You just have to go to that. You type this question mark in the search bar and then you get all the shortcuts here. And as and when you do practice and be in the system, you get a campaign to all these shortcuts. That's why it's easy. You can see BP. Business process would be there for sure. A business process. That is, there would be a business process for sure. 1 second. B also P. Now let's go back to our BP. We are not going to the email event. We are not emailing the invoice now. Just seeing the definition of creating customer invoice. Now there's just one step here which says customer group is required when you initiate the customer invoice. But later on we'll come back with add-on approval step. First we'll get a simple invoice. Then we'll add an approval step and it will also give us the knowledge how to add up security group in this step here. Let's go ahead and let's say create customer invoice. Blinkit VGC and our customer was Reliance Hotel. Now, if you want, you can define this H3 invoice type. In some countries, like specifically in Western Europe, and they have a legal requirement there that you have to define an invoice type whenever you send it to the customer. You can also create an invoice type, which I will show you after this task. For now, we just have one menu, but you can customize it and create your own invoice types. Invoice type here, which is standard, but you can select other values also, like project expense, project time, service, and all those things. Bill to contact. We'll see in a minute. We have not set up any bill to contact yet. We'll go to the customer and I'll show you how you can add the connection maps and you can define the bill to contact person. Bill to contact person is like if you have a query related to this customer for your billings, that when you will pay us back and all those things, then you can set up a bill to contact person under connection map. I'll show you that too. Then if there is any invoice which you want to rebuild, suppose you cancel one invoice and then there was another invoice which you want to rebuild because of XYZ typing error, typo error or data entry error, XYZ reset. Then you can select that invoice to come here. As we have not set up any invoice for this customer, they will be blank. There will be nothing. When you rebuild, will the previous bill automatically get this? Yes, I'll show you that option. We'll cover that part too. From which date to which date this transition is. Let's say from 27 to 27 this transition is. Billable project. We'll see once we come to the project chapter, and we'll see how can we use billable project here by creating here and then using here. Payment terms is immediate payment type. We'll say check here. Due date, because we say immediate here, it's 26 and has to be 26. Any PO number, because for customer we are suppliers. Then supplier definitely needs a PO number. They may have issued a PO number. We'll issue the PO number here and put the PO number here. Document link. If there is any drive or SFTP site where you have saved the invoice, please you can put the link also. Memo. This is our first. Just to be more precise. Call center if you want to use, let's say bit. Additional work tags. The moment we selected bit, these two work tags came automatically because we had defined them at the related work tag usage table there. I defined this text code over there with the customer. The default text code will be 4%. I'll get rid of this. The current says USD. You can override this if you want. You can say Euro. You know USD, whatever you want, you can pick those values. It's not necessary that if you are to find the customer current says USD, it will always be USD. No, you can define Euro also. Then control total amount. What does it mean? Suppose there are like 10, 15, 20 lines in this customer invoice and 1 second. And you know that the overall total amount that you're billing the client is for 20,000 rupees or 20,000 USD. Then you can define 20,000 here and until next, all the lines come up to 20,000 will not allow you to submit this customer invoice. I'll give you a demo now. Now sales item. Remember what was our sales item? Biscuit. Amazing. You have a good memory to get a pack of biscuits. And as we had tagged this sales item to a revenue category called Blinking Gospels Fees, it has come up automatically. Similarly, we had given the description also of our sales item. That is also appearing here. We said it's 1 unit of measures bundle and 1 cost down 20 here. Now remember, at the header control, which is controlling the total amount of this noise, is 20,000. But at the line level, we have defined it at 120. Will it allow us? And don't worry about this analytical amount. See, now I'll show you one thing that I was talking. Even if I say box here, it doesn't matter. Select a quantity, unit of measure. Unit of measure, your total here. Let's say 1. This analytical amount again, guys, they just introduced it. I had a crazy workshop, question to Workday using my credentials, and they told me that it's just like there without any reason. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. This amount is for information, only is not used in deliverable workday calculation. If you want, I can define it 25,000 also. This is just for FY, it doesn't do anything. Then transaction date. You can say today's date or yesterday's date. I didn't get this analytical amount. What you said. They just added this column here, this field, it doesn't do anything. No, but why? I mean, what is 25,000 mean? It will still take 120 or the 20,000. People do ask me, that's why they show it to you. But it doesn't do anything. You can put it back. You can give it 0. From date to date 27th if you want. Contract line will. Once you start the customer contract part, we'll see this contract line and therefore revenue. Text codes we are not using in the simple invoice. We'll skip it. Now you see we have this cost center in separate columns, additional workday in separate columns, deliverable project in separate columns, phase in separate columns. How do you define this? Then I'll just show you. Yesterday we saw maintain related workday usage. Today we'll see maintain workday usage. In that we can define separate 10 columns for different workdays and we can hide them, some of them also. If you have an attachment, you can go to attachment. You can add in notes also if you want to. Let me hit submit. Let's see if it allows us to submit this. We got 2 errors, which is good. Inverse line form data must be within invoice added to data. Let's fix the first one. That's 26. We have to fix 26 only. Let's do that. It has to 26. I fixed the first issue. I got another issue. The sum of invoice line does not match the control total number. Here it is 20,000 at the line level is 120. We have to change the quantity until the amount reaches 20,000 instead of 120. Remember, this is as I gave you the example. If there are 10-15 lines and you know that total of all those 15 items is sold to the customer should not exceed 20,000. Then you put that amount there. Otherwise, you keep it 0 only. You don't touch that part. Now there are 2 ways. Either you change the amount here and make it 20,000. Now see the moment I did this error is gone. I'll hit submit now. We have to do a couple of parts here. Part 1 is done. But there are some sub-steps also which I'll show you now. Because we had to create the first invoice. 1000 USG. We'll click on these 3 dots and then invoice number. Is this customer invoice blank at the IDs that we gave while setting up the company? Now, if you look at the accounting of it, it does it to 1200 accounts receivable created and 4000 revenue. Now, if you want, you can change this account. It's speaking of the default ledger account from the account posting. Because we did not define our spend category there. We have any category there and the ledger account. Now we'll do that. And you would see it will get to a different ledger account once we change it. Another thing is, once you define the remaining categories, you should go to this task called View Account Posting Rule Set and the current status of this operation that is posted. See, here it's posted. You have to go to this View Account Posting Rule Set. And it was standard. I think this is the one. We'll go to the revenue. This is typically income account. If you want, you can create your one income account. Let's say you want to have 4,500 other income, which should it hit to? What you have to do is click on this added posting rule under revenue, because this is our revenue transactions. Then you add one line here and you say 400. For another revenue. Then you add a dimension here. Connect to basically. That if my company is BGC and my revenue category is my revenue category is linked gross series, then you should hit to this for 500. We can test our posting rule also that we just created. We'll find out the company. Company is BC. Then the revenue category is linked. And you hit. You can see it will hit to 4,500 here. Clear on this part. How we can define our dimensions in a composting rule set. It hits to the. When we are saying revenue category Blinkit groceries, that means it is whatever revenue we created in Blinkit groceries. It should pick up. Is that what you're saying? It's coming from this category. There can be n number of categories. No, but we have to define the name of the company there for the values. Yes, you can define the company name also, the customer also. The revenue category you have defined as Blinkit groceries. Is there anything else that you can define their values? Anything. You can pick any other value, not just Blinkit. Any other category also can pick it up. Is this category or the name of the company? It's category and the company. See, there are two different dimensions. One dimension is company, one dimension is revenue category. I simply said if these two conditions are met or meet, then only hit to this for 500. Got it. It's not like and or condition here. It's both an company and revenue category. Clear on this? Click. Now we will see the maintain what the users does. We'll go to maintain. Yesterday we saw this one. Today we will saw this one. Under customer noise, we saw cost center is there. And then we have this location, all those things. And customer noise header, we have this type here. Cost center, business unit, location, market parcel, and all those things. If we go to customer noise, click on this added Workday usage here. And forward there additionally. But we can add one more. Let's say project. Let's mark this cost interest mandatory value on the customer noise. Now we'll say create customer noise again. We have to check two things now. If cost center is coming up as mandatory value and once we hit the invoice, is it getting into laser account called 4500 under revenue? Let's see. Company is BGC. Then we'll do customer is a Reliance Hotel. Sold to customer. This is invoice types. No need to pick up these dates. That's fine. Payment type. If you want, you can define a check here. Get rid of this text code. We have seen this control total amount. No need to put this information. Let's see. It's 1220, that's fine. Let's see that important thing. Now see cost center has been put up as mandatory value here. You can see this restrict sign here. What if I don't put any cost center here and that's it, submit? You can see I got an error here that the following work types are required cost center. You have to give a cost center value here. Clear on this? We'll just put it again. We'll hit submit. We'll put in the details here. Go to invoice. There's 3 dots. Then we'll go to the accounting. View accounting. It has not hit to 44. Now there can be two things. Maybe we selected a wrong account posting rule set because there was similar standard account posting rule set. That's the only reason it did not hit to our leather account. What we have to do is, how can we resolve it? We can go back to our company. We will add it on company accounting details. And we just want to make sure that we use the account posting rule set. We'll just open this one. We'll go to the revenue one. Let's see the same one. There, we had only 8 items here. We have fixed. Definitely we missed it. Let's click on Added Posting Rule. And in the first row itself, we'll just add our company. And in the second row, we'll add the revenue category. We already have wealth of knowledge here. We just say BGC here. And the revenue category, we can say, oh, let's get rid of this. Let's add our own rule because somebody may be doing practice here. We'll need to interrupt their work. We'll add 2 rows here. Company. Company, and this would be our, what you call it, the revenue category. And this would be our brinket. It should work now. Let's go ahead and create a customer voice. We'll say BC. Bill to customer. Bill to customer would be Blinkit. Sorry, Reliance Hotels. Invoice status is this. Human type is check. Get rid of text codes. In the next example, I'll set up a bill to contact at the customer level and then we'll use it. And then we have serial also. Cereal packet, that was another item that we had created. It was one box 400. And let's see the call center part. It's there. It's done. It's completed. We are counting. And as you can see, now we're setting to our last account for 4500. Got it. I have a question. If this will take 4500 only if the customer is reliant on anything else. Now, if the company is Blinkit and revenue category is that one. Blinkit accessories, this one. Any other customer. If these two conditions are met, it will pick up 4500. Now, if that other customer is there also, it will hit because we have different two dimensions. If you want to further narrow it down to Reliance Hotel, then you can add one more row there. Say customer Reliance Hotel. Only these three conditions are meeting. Then only it will go to this 4500. Otherwise it will not. Now we just said it is company's Blinkit. Anytime I use Blinkit in customer voice, anytime I use revenue category called this Blinkit process, it will hit to 4500. Doesn't matter if I use Reliance, but unless customer Dell or Wipro, whatever the customer is, it will still hit to this 4500. The two parameters are company and the revenue category. Now not the customer, but we can define it. You can define the customer also. Now we'll go back to a report called Find Customer also. We have created a couple of invoices now. What if we have to find them? What if we don't know the numbers? We just know the customer name, or even we don't know the customer name, we just have the company name in our head. We'll run this report called Find Customer Invoice. For company. This is the report you should use now. We'll just say Blinkit here. Blinkit glossaries. Suppose I don't know the customer name, but I know for this company, we just use one customer var and created a couple of them. We can put a head, cut refresh. We'll put VGC again. We did create 3 invoices and 3 invoices showing up here. And as you can see, we can see the basic details like the amount, all those things. Now let me show you. This is one way. Another way is you can go to the customer and find your customer. And under that you go to the section called Invoices and Payments. This is a tab. Go to Invoices section. And you see this. All three invoices are showing up here. You can do many more things from the Customer UI page. Rather than that report, I'll show you what you can do. You go back to this overview and let me give you the example of build to contact first that we were doing. Customer contacts. We have not set up any customer contacts now. Let's say set up build to contact person. There is nothing here. If you click here, and you would be surprised why nothing is there, why it says set up build to contact. Because the first option, first add here. You can give a prefix if you want, like Mrs. or Mrs. Miss. Let's say Richard Jameson. Suffix if you want to apply junior third, whatever it is, contact information. Let's add their address here. Use existing address. Type would be, this is their work address. We'll say this address can be used for billing, mailing, other work, paycheck, related shipping, storage street address. If you want to add their address here richard@email.com. This would be their work. Used for billing and shipping. If you want to add an instant messenger web address, that's 5. If you want to add the phone number, please go ahead and do. We'll say 2134512 This is a phone device type as mobile here. And this would be again your work. A phone number used for billing and shipping queries hit. This is done. Let's hit. Now you say set up the contacts. You can define a private contact and this will become default contact also. Then you can use this email address for emailing work. You can say customer voice, customer statement turning letter. Richard does not work on. Let's see on Wednesday on a given Tuesday. That's it. Here, then you can add one more bill to call. It's not like there's only one, but there will be default one. Let's say, let me add. First name, let's say Johnny's looking. The information, let's add a phone number. What the 61? And this will be a mobile. Type would be work. And you can see address. You can still use the same address, no restriction on this one. And then this would be the homework, whatever it is used for mailing street address. You can use it for billing also paycheck credit queries also. bb@mail.com type would be a work. That's it. We got to hear it done. We got 2 people here, members book sheet, and then you can add it. If you want to add information, get cancel and set up the contacts. We got 2 things here. Probably will to contact. You can take out customer statement from here and then can say customer statements and the queries to this emulators. I will issue the customer statement to these emulators. We'll get the customer noise again. Now I just want to show you one more thing here. The total balance now, as per all the noises we have created, is 220. That's what the customer has to pay us. 2220 is the amount what customer has to pay us back. Now we will go to create custom voice. And now let me do one. Let me add approval step. Customer noise event. Default definition. First of all, we'll see if anyone has been added as an approval step or not in the security policy. We go to business process policy added. These people can create customer noise. That's fine. Create credit and rebill. These people can do fine. Review customer noise can be done by this. View completed. Approve. We have a lot of people here like account receivable, account manager, account resource specialist. We'll just pick account manager here. This we already. People have here. We go back to the BP. Look for the default definition. Click on the 3 dots. We'll add a definition here. We'll see if you want to make it like effective, if you can also do that. There's something in progress. That's fine. We'll add a step B here. Let's say approval. There are many groups over there. Security groups are out for workflow step. And just say accounting manager here. Now you can say account receivable specialist also if you want. Will it here. And done. Now we'll have to proxy as the account receiver, specialist, or account manager to upload it. Yes, correct. I want to show you how it will work. How it looks like in the written box. We'll say create customer noise for now. I'm sure we have assigned that role. Let me think. Have we assigned that role? There's an easy way to figure it out. Let's see to BGT. We'll just quickly figure it out. We'll go to the role section there. And we'll see if we have assigned that role to someone else or not. Account manager. and account resource specialist. Oh, we do have. That is not a new one. It's a sign to tell us it's fine. Let's say green, green noise. One is also fine. We'll go to BGC. Bill to customer as an Alliance Hotels. Yes, it's too cold outside. Oh, always weather in your cities. Is it good? Oh, it's cold even here in Hyderabad. Oh, my temperature is dipping every day. And it's not been much cooler than Delhi. It's like 60 degrees here. And no, I'm not worried about this climate. I'm worried about the summer because it is now. It is cold and I am expecting summer to be way too hot this year. Yes, it happens. If it is more cold than summers will always be more put up. Oh, brutal. It will be brutal in Hyderabad. We got built to contacts here. Richard Jameson here. With us a default build to contact. Other details. We know about them. Payment type is check. Now we'll see the details here. Thank you. Thank you. This is the problem. This is the problem. Let me copy this one first. I'll create this for once and for all. Invalid security groups. Enough of it. Already use security. Now let me assign this one. And this is what we have to make in your B. P also. First we go to the T2. It was the word definition. It's global warming which is creating all this, for sure. That's true. People don't want to protect Earth, but they want to go to Mars and build colonies. And you know what? The one time they use this rocket, it burns much fuel. And Carmen is like somebody told me on documentary, it's like running 5,000 cars in one go. It burns that much fuel. And still people call it eco-friendly. Well, and like it's tons and gallons of water. Whenever like they launch this spaceship, people, astronauts and everything, they just watch the only to YouTube when the burner starts burning behind it, just to put it down the surface and everything it doesn't melt. They release tons of water below that. Tons of water which goes nowhere. And they talk about climate controls and all those things. Stupidity of. I get rid of other security groups and I'll assign this also. Yes, the accounting matter intact is showing up here. Still get this account. This was the list. In fact, and make sure that this intact is there. No. Oh, because you also. Yes, it's not there. You were using this one. This is now the details here. We'll go to three dots. And we'll go to those assigned rules. And this is something, and I'll say in fact. Why is not that? Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.